I think the first thing you should know about a CV, and I'm intentionally using CV and not resume, please feel free to swap it in your mental space, is that a CV is a document that sells your best self. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you enjoyed my last video, and welcome to my YouTube channel if you are a first time watcher and subscriber. I don't know if there's a word called watcher, but yeah, permit me. I'm super delighted to have you here. My name is Emmanuel Faith. I'm an HR consultant, a globally certified human resource professional, an employability skills trainer, and many other things. I'm glad you're here, and today we are talking about something really intriguing. And this is one of the most basic topics that I've had to talk about, but a friend requested I talked about it. What are we talking about today, my dear brothers and sisters? Is CVs. Yes, CVs. Just a random joke I made to my friends or shared with my friends a couple years back. That couple years back was 4 years ago. We had done this free, and when I mean free, I mean free. Me, Yunus, Folashade Akimbo-Wale, and Teniola Olorunfemi, all of them doing amazing stuff in different places today. We did like 2 hours free session on how to write a good CV. And the joke we made was, no matter how many CV videos, interviews, sessions, Twitter spaces that people have, people will still make basic errors about CV. How it happens, I honestly do not know. As a matter of fact, if you stroll down to my old, like 4 years ago, YouTube videos, one of the videos you will see there is about CVs. So I didn't have the propensity, like they would say in economics, to make another one. But today I will be doing something really easy and straightforward. I'm just going to be going through do's and don'ts of CVs in bullet points as short as possible. So yeah, this is where you take a break, drink water, and let's roll. Okay, welcome back. Do you have a glass of water now? You probably want to have your iPhone pad or jotter or notes. Which one should we start with? Should we do do's or don'ts? Let's do do's first. So do's of a CV. Before I start with do's, I think the first thing you should know about a CV, and I'm intentionally using CV and not resume, please feel free to swap it in your mental space, is that a CV is a document that sells your best self. It means that every time you write a CV, you are selling your best self. So think about it. I want to send a CV to Netflix. All my friends know how to work at Netflix. I want to send a CV to Netflix or to Bloomberg or to Bank of America or to JP Morgan or to Goldman Sachs. They don't know who Emmanuel Faith is. I'm a local champion, fam. They don't know me on the globe yet. So I'm sending a document that is a representation of who I am to those companies. I feel like if we look at resume from that perspective, again, I'm using CV and resume interchangeably, please. If you look at your CV from that perspective, I feel like we would pay more attention. We will not just say when your uncle say, oh yeah, now Shulewa forward CV resume, you will forward. Jamisola forward CV resume, you forward. You would actually pay attention because every time you forward your CV, you are forwarding a representation of who you are in document form. Somebody say praise God. Yeah. So from today on, after this, if you do not gain anything from this video, I want you to gain that your CV is a document that sells your best self to a potential employer or a potential scholarship giver or a potential fellowship giver, whatever the reason why you are writing your resume is. And so whatever you are sending should be the representation of your best self. I feel like we're even in the video now, but we won't, because I like you so much and I want you to succeed. I want you to make it in life. I don't want your CV to end up in Suya spots and the emails of HR that will not open it. Now let's roll. What are the do's of CV? Number one, write in the same font. Hey Jesus, I've read CVs in my life. I will say Times New Roman, opening paragraph, Calibri, Garamond, Georgia. I end with. There was a recruitment that I did recently. I'm ashamed to say it because it was an HR role. I was trying to recruit for an HR role for a company, and I'm like, HR, why are you doing this? Right? So write in simple font. Like, When you are done writing your many fonts because you copied from different places and you went to chat GPT and the copy and paste, we know, don't worry. Just the best thing, like the basic best thing you can do is to highlight everything and put it in the same font, put it in the same formatting. If you want to use one spacing, you want to use 1.15 spacing, 1.15, you want to use 1.5, and don't ask me what the regular spacing is, I don't know. I use 1.15 though. Whatever spacing you want to use, just ensure that someone can look at your CV and it contains the same fonts. I'm very sure that you think this is basic, but I tell you, and my HR colleagues will testify, we see different things every day. So number one, use the same font. In the similitude of that, use the same alignment. If you are adjoining from left and adjoining from left, you are doing from right, you are doing center, please don't let your CV look like, have you seen doctor writes medicine prescription before? No. So number two do's is to arrange your CV according to your strength. I wish that like maybe a page of CV will come up here so that the illustration will be better. Most likely I would share that. Now this is what I mean. After you write your name, and I will come back there to name, address, phone number, emails, career objective if you have one. Those are things I don't have opinion about. I'm not going to share opinion. After all that, think about the arrangement and think what sells your best self. I'm going to illustrate. You're applying for a finance and audit role at PwC. You are an economics graduate, but you are also ICANN certified, and you won best graduating something. Maybe you are the best graduating something in audit or in SFM and all those courses. Even if you finish with 2-1 in economics, except, and I will get there too, except the job description specifically says, oh, finish with 2 and first one, it is that your ICANN that should come first. Why? Because economics is not audit. The closest thing that relates to audit is ICANN. So you should probably have a section called professional certifications and put ICANN and list the courses that you did in ICANN that aligns with audits. And then if you scored best graduating something, put it there before you come to education. As a matter of fact, if you finish with 2-2, but you passed ICANN for, again, just putting it out there, if you're watching this and finished with a terrible grade, I finished with a terrible grade too. You probably, if you want to know, you can go and watch my old videos. If you finish with 2-2, education should not come next. So if you finish with 2-2, you're applying to PwC, but you work with like some small companies here and there, Sunlay and Sunla Investment, Shaniro and Shanera Investment, and you've done roles like audit analyst, audit associate, and you've done good things in those roles, your work experience should come next. Why? Because after your certification, the next thing that sells your best self in alignment to the role that you're applying for is not your education, is your audit experience. Are you guys following me? So it's very important that you align your resume in a way that sells your best self. So you hear people just do education, work experience, marital status, single, leadership and development, and they move. Let me use another illustration. You are applying to Wimbies, or I don't want to even use UN or NGO. Let's use something basic. You're applying to Wimbies is not basic, they are big. So you're applying to Wimbies or you're applying to Faith Foundation. Those are social enterprises. And as a student, you finish with 2, even if you finish with 2-1, you finish with, don't let me, because it might be because I'm using bad grades. You finish with 2-1, but you are also the president of JCI or the president of ISEC. And on International Women's Day, you went to do GBV trainings. If you don't know what GBV is, that means this part of the conversation is not for you. So you went to do GBV trainings, you shared menstrual pads, you facilitated something for you, and all girls secondary school. Even if your education was strong, your leadership and volunteer experience should come first. Because you are going to work with a social enterprise that do things that you did as the president of JCI. Do you understand? So there is no way, and I just feel like there are different thought leaders talking nonsense on LinkedIn and Twitter. There is no specific arrangement that your CV should come after your career profile or career objective. It is what sells your best self that should come next. What another do that I want to mention before we go to don't? Sell yourself in metrics and impact. I cannot overemphasize this. And I love to give particular illustration. Selling yourself in metrics means that you are selling yourself in exact numbers of the things that you did. Selling yourself in impact means that you are selling yourself, you are narrating your job description in the impact of the work that you did. So I'm going to give particular examples. You are the social director, or you are the no, don't let me use welfare. You are the program manager for ISEC OAU. Now, look at these bullet points. As the program manager of ISEC OAU, we organized 3 outreaches to 3 different schools. As the program manager of ISEC OAU, we organized 3 different outreaches to 3 different schools in 3 different local governments in Ife. As the program manager of ISEC OAU, we organized outreaches to 3 different 3 geographically different or 3 different local governments in 3 different institutions with over 3,000 attendees. Can you see? The 3 of them, what we did was organize outreach to 3 secondary schools. One, we talked about how the secondary schools were in 3 different locations. In another one, we talked about how the secondary schools were in 3 different locations, and we gave an aggregate number of the people that attended the outreaches. Why? Because an outreach can have 10 people, an outreach can have 50 people, but to organize an outreach that 3,000 people attended, that's solid work. Guess what? The recruiter does not know. So you have to add those numbers. You have to add, I'm not saying you're going to lie, but if you did things that are measurable in impact and numbers, please add it. What's one last do that I can share with you before I go to don't? I cannot remember. Yeah, last one. Thank God I remembered. Everything on your CV is important. Everything. I've remembered another one. So penultimate one. Everything on your CV is important. Everything. If you put hobbies, traveling, reading, listen to music, you will be surprised that there are some recruiters that come and ask you. Me, I actually used to ask it, so I'm giving you expo now. If I see traveling on someone's CV, I always ask, so when was the last time you traveled and where did you travel to? I always, except it's a long interview and we're almost done, if I have the time, I always ask. If someone puts reading, I would ask. As a matter of fact, there's a company, I think I can mention it, when I interviewed with General Electric. You know how the interviewer first asks, can we meet you? And maybe I will do another video on that. My manager, the hiring manager who now became my manager, did not ask, can we meet you? The first thing she asked was, so I see you love reading. What were the last 2 books you read? I'm not joking with you guys. That was the first question she asked. Luckily for me, I was in my reading mode that period. It's not now that I'm struggling to finish 4 books in 1 month. I used to read like 2 books every week, right? So I told her the books. She knew one of them. She didn't know one of them. She went to Google it. She was like, oh, is this book written by Obami Adebayo? I said, yes. She's a Nigerian. She said, I think Stay With Me had just come out like a year after, right? So every line that you put, if you say you have intermediate level in Excel and they ask you to do VLOOKUP, you cannot do it. Or you're lower. Yeah, so always ensure that you put only lines that matter. So the last do before you go to don't is always align your CV with the job description. Very, very important. Don't carry PwC CV and post it to KPMG. Don't carry Paystack CV and send it to That's, guys, very important. Note this, that the role is customer success associate in both Paystack and Flutterwave does not mean that what is in the role is the same. I'll say that again. That 2 roles have the same job titles does not mean they have the same job description. So it will be very wrong for you to carry a CV unedited for one job to go and apply to another job. You will now be saying that if you say, don't let me talk. To start, don't let me talk. Because that time you say you are chosen. You say this one, that one. Do the needs that need to be done. Like, do the things that need to be done. Don't use one CV to apply to 17 jobs, because you can have the same job title and the job description will not be the same. Okay, I get very passionate about things like this, so I'm going to stop there. A couple of don'ts before we run away. This don't, I'm not even going to explain. I'm just going to put it bullet points. Shandy Lekpa at 73.com. Please, I beg you in the name of God. This is 2024. Go and change your email. Sexybabe at 84.com. We know you are sexy. Please go and change your email. Thank you. Don't number 2, don't use horrible fonts. I already said it in my do's. Ensure that your stuff are aligned. Don't number 3, I don't care about your marital status. Please, if you are single, married, how is that my concern? Except you are applying for a civil service job. If you are, they ask for those things. Don't number 4, I don't care if you are 21 or 32. Again, except, which is why it's very important to add, to read the job description. There's some roles that specifically say if you are below 30, you cannot apply. It's okay to indicate that you're 28. If you are below 26, you cannot apply. If you are above 26, you cannot apply. It's okay to indicate you are 25 or 24. Sometimes it's not even mandatory, but except it's specifically indicated, you don't have to tell me your age. You don't have to tell me your age. I'm not interested in your marital status. I'm not interested in the fact that you're from Adelaide local government. I absolutely do not care. Don't put, again, remember where we started from, that a document is, your CV is a document that sells your best self. So how does local government sell your best self, right? What's another don't that I can mention before I run away, before I drop my mic? Holy Spirit, give me, bring it. Okay, so no don't is coming to mind, so I'm just gonna end the video here. If you have specific, I will try to link my old video. I think that's more encompassing, to be honest. But if you have any CV related questions, you can leave it in the chat box. Please share this video with everybody. Anywhere you see that they are talking about CV, just carry my video and put it there. We are tired of saying crappy CVs. I speak on behalf of all HRs, recruiters, and hiring managers. There are many things that stress us in this life. CVs should not be one of them. Literally, there are a lot of people write CV professionally, and maybe that's also something very important I should have mentioned. Even when someone helps you, edit your CV, ensure that you interact with the CV enough to know the things that were written. I know that people now do professional revamps and all that. Yeah, so till the next time you see me, please go back after this video, go and look at your CV. Is my font aligned? Am I selling myself in the best way? I have on my old video, I talked a lot about career profile, career objective, the things that should be there. You can go back and watch that. Just ensure that you look at your CV and you're like, if I send this one to HR self, they could be happy. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share this with everybody that is searching for a job, that will look for a job in the nearest future. Tell them it's important to have a good CV. Thank you. Till the next time you see me holding my mic like this, it's your boy Emmanuel Faith signing out.